Hey guys, how's it going? This is Mr. Stewart, and I just wanted to take some time to talk to you about what should be in the beginning of your writer's notebook. I've asked you to leave the first few pages blank because in those first few pages we're going to put some drawings that represent you and your life. And in those drawings they're going to be labeled, and that way you can always return to the drawings and the labels that represent things that have happened to you, and you can always go back there and find things to write about. And these are going to be important things because they happen to you. And the reason why that's important is because since you experienced them firsthand, you're going to be able to go into your mind and pull out all the details of those events and use those events to write about, and thereby improve your writing and have something very special, your memories splayed out on a piece of paper for you and for anyone who cares to read them now or down the line in the future. So the first thing I want to talk to you about is stones in a river. Now, some of you may have heard about stones in the river. You may have drawn stones in the river before, but guess what? I want you to do it again. I'm doing it again to make this video, and I'm going to do it better than I did it before. I'm going to do it for a specific purpose, which is to show a high school student how theirs might be drawn out. So here's the beginning of mine, and as you can see, it's kind of a crazy river, and it's kind of starts here with my birth. I haven't put the stones in yet. I'm going to put those in later. But this is the beginning of my life this is going to represent my life through high school. I'm going to continue this because, as you can see, I was born quite a while ago, 1964, 50 years ago about. And so a lot of things have happened to me since high school. But I think this best represents what most students have experienced in their life, and I'm going to explain that now. When I first came to Colorado, I had the honor and the great joy to go on a river trip in a raft. It's a lot of work getting all the stuff loaded onto your raft, but once you do it, you kind of just sit back and float down the lazy river. And if you take that trip like I did down in Utah, down the San Juan River, you go through an area of the San Juan called the goosenecks. The goosenecks are when the San Juan goes through this kind of twisty, bendy part of the river. I later learned that's called a meandering stream, and over millions of years that meandering stream, or that wandering river, cut through the rocks and made rock canyon walls on either side of the river when you're floating down. The most impressive thing besides the walls is that you just never know what's coming around the bend, and that's why I like the meandering stream as kind of a symbol for the life of a teenager. You're not maybe really sure where you're going through the first part of your life. You're kind of wandering back and forth, and certainly you never see what's coming around the bend. As you can see from the aerial photo, life goes on and on and on, and it's pretty wondrous. So you can see I started my river very simply. Just started filling in. After my birth date, I put in the home that I lived in when I was little. That's 311 Elm. Then down around the bend, and like 311 Elm is green, I also put 702, which was 702 West Springfield, where my family moved to next. And then later, way down the line at the end of high school, when I moved on to Oak Street. In red, I put in my schools. I put in my preschool. Then following the river, I put in Southside Elementary School, where I went to kindergarten. And then the next red is a cross. I went to a Catholic grade school for 7 years. Then I went to Edison Middle School, and finally Central High School. And so with all my homes and my schools, there's lots of memories, and so each one becomes a stone. What I do is I write the name and then I circle it, and that becomes a stone, and that way I know that my writing's going to fit in. Later I put in some memories, like my first memory after stick pin is, after 311 Elm, is stick pin. And then first memories, I remember my sister and I playing. After preschool, I remember being a 7th or 8th kid in the family. I had a lot of bad dreams, nightmares. We had roaches, cockroaches, and bats in our neighborhood. And just followed in. When I got to the end, I had filled up my river. I ran out of room, and so I remembered, well, I also delivered papers, so I put a paper route stone on the bank of my river, but I kind of put it in the river where it belonged. Stones in the River is the tool that we can put at the beginning of our writer's notebook to help us remember, to jog our memories about things that happened to us 5 years ago, 10 years ago, everything from little things that happened to us that make life special, or from the big things that make life memorable. And we need to write about these things so that we can get the practice to be better writers.